After we saw one of the best sparring sessions in the sport between Crawford and Andre Ward, everyone has had their own view of it. But the best comments came from none other than Andre Ward himself. Just a few days ago, a leaked slap sparring session between Terence Crawford and former two-division world champion Andre Ward surfaced, showing Crawford's preparation for his upcoming bout against WBA junior middleweight champion Israel Madrimov. This highly anticipated fight is set for August 3rd at the stadium in Los Angeles, fans, and everyone is eager to see how Craw will perform after being out of the ring for a year. The leaked footage gives some insight into his new approach and raises questions about his strategy and physical condition. But more on that later. Andre Ward has always been on the side supporting Crawford. What's interesting is that the sparring session came after Andre Ward has chosen to let his fans in on his life story, one which defies the odds. From the streets of Oakland to boxing greatness. Andre Ward's memoir, called Killing the Image, tells his inspiring story. It shows how he overcame a tough childhood in Oakland to become a boxing legend. He talks about his strong faith throughout his journey, and guess who was the first to receive this signed copy of the book? Well, none other than the three-division champion himself, Terence Crawford. It is not just a signed copy, but it also holds a special message for Ward's dear friend. Andre Ward's story is one of immense struggle and triumph. Growing up in the tough streets of Oakland, California, Ward faced numerous challenges that could have derailed his life. However, his determination and faith kept him on a path towards greatness, gifting Crawford this signed copy is a gesture that goes beyond just sharing a book. It shows the deep bond and mutual respect between the two champions. Crawford, who has always looked up to Ward, was thrilled to receive the book and immediately took to social media to express his gratitude. Crawford posted a picture of the book on his Instagram along with a video of Ward gifting him the book. He captioned, "It appreciate you, bro, at the rate, Andre Scard." Everyone, if you haven't already got your book, it's in stores now. Go pick one up and support the real. For the special message to Crawford, Ward wrote, "You know you are a great fighter, but you are an even better man. Keep being you. Love, my boy." This message underscores the admiration and love Ward has for Crawford, not just as a fighter, but as a person who is the most skilled fighter today, but is definitely one of them for sure. But it seems like this close relationship is something so solid it won't be breaking soon. After their sparring session, Andre Ward had high praise for Crawford's current form and preparation. Ward, who has seen countless fighters in his career, was particularly impressed with Crawford's condition and approach. He commented, "Madrimov should be more worried, but it is heavier and better now. Better watch out for those punches." These words from Ward carry significant weight, given his expertise and experience in the sport.
The most skilled fighter today.
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure.
In the sparring video, Crawford seems to be experimenting with a different approach. He appears slower and heavier, which is probably because of the weight he has gained and his 12-month break from the sport. For any fighter, a 12-month break can negatively impact their performance and sharpness, especially for someone 36 years old. It will be interesting to see if Crawford can keep Madrimov at bay, or if he will return to the powerful punches that won him his last fight on July 29th against Errol Spence Jr. Crawford had the upper hand because Spence appeared to be a shell of the guy he was before his 17-month layoff. Spence reportedly had to lose a lot of weight to get to the welterweight limit, which seemed to have exhausted him and prevented him from giving his best performance. Crawford took advantage of Spence's weaker state to win decisively, but he will face fresh obstacles in his next matchup with Madrimov that call for a different strategy. Crawford can be seen repeatedly utilizing his jab in the video, each time stepping back 3 feet. Crawford might try to win on points rather than by knockout if Ward proceeds with this approach, which is similar to Shakur Stevenson's fighting style. If Crawford uses this hit and move approach against Madrimov, the fight might not have the same intensity that boxing fans are paying to watch on pay-per-view. If Crawford continues to move and jab without exchanging more intense blows, the fight may become hard to judge. Although this tactic might help Crawford win on points, it might not be enough to draw in spectators and potential opponents. The world feeds on entertainment, so a cautious defensive style might not satisfy the audience. Madrimov will need to close the distance quickly and trap Crawford. How well Madrim can bridge the distance and have interesting conversations will be key to how entertaining the bout is. Madrimov, who is renowned for his forceful punches and aggressive style, will probably try to close the ring and compel Crawford to engage in combat. Madrimov may be able to change the tide of the fight in his favor if he can apply enough pressure to Crawford, but this is easier said than done. Crawford is a knowledgeable and proficient fighter, and his versatility has been a major contributor to his perfect record. The fight's fascinating element will be the clash of styles between Madrim's ferocity and Crawford's hit-and-move strategy. Crawford's fighting strategy may have wider implications for his career. A decisive and exciting victory over Madrimov might open the door for other significant bouts down the road, while a cautious and defensive strategy might turn off fans or prospective rivals. Crawford has been hoping to fight Canelo Alvarez in a high-profile match in 2025. Thus, how he performs on May 3rd have an impact on his chances of getting that match. Even though His Excellency Turkey's Alal Sheikh is determined to see the Canelo-Crawford bout through, Canelo will eventually decide whether or not to enter the match. Crawford must perform brilliantly against Madrimov in order to establish a compelling case for himself. A dull defensive battle could harm his prospects in order to land the high-profile fights he wants. Crawford must find a way to balance winning and thrilling the crowd. However, Crawford's fight against Move is not just about defending his perfect record, it's also about demonstrating to the boxing world that, at 36, he is still a formidable opponent. A commanding and entertaining victory could cement Crawford's place among the sport's elite and pave the way for more high-profile matches. However, a poor showing may cast doubt on his capacity to compete at the greatest level. Crawford's colleagues and possible rivals will also be attentively monitoring his performance. Crawford may demonstrate to the boxing world that he is still at the top of his game with a decisive victory over Madrimov. It might also provide him more negotiation leverage in future bouts. Fortunately, there is a great undercard on the August 3rd card that guarantees excitement, even if the main event doesn't live up to the hype. Isaac Cruz, the WBA light welterweight champion, will defend his championship against Jose Rio Valenzuela in what many fans think will be the real highlight of the fight. Cruz has been in exceptional form, with his last fight ending in a decisive styag of Rolando R.Y. Romero. This fight is expected to be action-packed and could potentially overshadow the main event. If Crawford's fight doesn't deliver the excitement fans crave, the undercard fights will also play a big role in the overall success of the event, even if the main event turns out to be a tactical battle. The undercard can provide the fireworks that fans are looking for. The Cruz-Valenzuela fight in particular has the potential to be a show stealer. Both fighters are known for their aggressive styles and knockout power. A thrilling undercard fight can help ensure that fans feel they got their money's worth, even if the main event is more of a chess match. But out with that, you see, sometimes it takes others longer to come to a certain realization. Andre Ward had always seen something special in Terence Crawford. Even before the rest of the world caught on, Ward's admiration for Crawford was not just about his skills in the ring, but also his dedication, resilience, and the way he carried himself both inside and outside of boxing.